How to protect people from being expelled from the Garden of Eden. What? I'll give you the answer right before the end. Okay, first, did you watch our previous guide about Xenna heavy robots, aka Ares? We explained why it is a must-have for every Xenna player, as well as how to dominate your foes. So check out this video. But today, our looks are tied to another newcomer, Xenna Light Robot, aka Goth. This sneaky beaky bastard has some aces in his long sleeve. So, do you want to know what Goth hides? So, the Xenna Light Robot, shortly XLR, relies on speed instead of damage or defense and is way faster than others. Well, it even spawns faster, so you can rush your opponents like Leroy Jenkins. When just unlocked, the robot starts at level 1, regardless of the level of other robots. Well, as usual, get ready for leveling. As you can understand right away, Goth is extremely good at the start, but really sucks at the finish. So your chances to win the late game against real players are quite low. So XLR is imbalanced, but unlike Ares, not in a good way so far. Okay, have you ever been in a situation when buying a taco or kebab, you decide to take it spicier, and the next day you really regret what you did because your ass is burning with hellish flames? Well, Goth lives in this mode 24/7 and calls it napalm. Just as with Ares, Goth was gifted 4 unique skills to break your opponent's face. Number 1, Fireball. That's lighting that flies around the tower. So robots are delayed and can't snap into place from high voltage. Comes in 4 rarities, of course: Uncommon, Rare, Epic, and Legendary. At the Uncommon level, there is only 1 lightning ball. At Rare, 2, plus they have a 10% chance to stun the enemy. Epic, 3 balls and 20% chance. And with Legendary, 4 balls and 40% chance. And plus, they deal 170 damage. Next, Napalm, the one that I've mentioned previously. Your robots on the march set fire to the ground behind them. The ability has 4 rarities: Uncommon, Rare, Epic, and Legendary. Well, as usual. If you have Uncommon Napalm, fire from your bots appears every 4 cells, Rare every 3 cells, Epic every 2 cells, and Legendary, it remains on every cell, and enemy robots will spread it too. Upgrading this skill will increase the damage and cell burning time. 3. Biofactory. While the robots are in the forest, they are replenished with recruits. Has 3 rarities: Rare, Epic, and Legendary. 1 and 2 additional robots for Rare and Epic versions, and a 5% chance to spawn 10 robots at once for Legendary. When leveling up this skill, the generation time goes down. Next, Guard System. Puts an attacking drone into abandoned ambushes in power stations. Well, only 1 level of rarity here, only Legendary, and pretty hard to get and use. The drone deals 84 damage and has 200 HP. And while upgrading this skill, these 2 stats are going up. Guess which one of these skills is my favorite? Well, I'll answer none. In general, XLR is rather mediocre. It seems like the inspiration of developers ended with Ares. What I'm trying to say here is that Goth really needs some work to be done, as now you are more likely to lose with it than win. But as we don't have a better option, let's work with what we have so far. After all, if you got a lemon, make a lemonade. Let's consider the guard system something an ordinary player cannot have. But if you are that godlike person, just grab it. Add silent or mobile facility as a pair for this ability to produce new robots in your empty towers. The only way to get your hands on the guard system is by collecting rewards every single day. So you will need to watch this guide where I explain the whole farming process in detail. Biofactory looks like the only appropriate choice among other unique skills. You'll need to draw circles in the forest to have a substantial replenishment of your army. As your second skill, I would take something for damage, like Heavy Fire or Rainforest Warp. You need more firepower, and these are the only ways to get it. You'll be surprised, but that's it about skills. So let's talk about leveling, and it's pretty different from XHR and XMR. Okay, the issue of XLR talent distribution is rather ambiguous. Your snake is already crawling at the speed of light, so it seems that speed can't be neglected. On the other hand, the spawn rate is also huge by default, and it will be damn difficult to control all the towers in the mid-game. Well, what remains? That's right, leadership. I would focus on leadership, as Goth's forte is an early game, and all the advantage needs to be mined there. However, I would still assign 20% of the talents to spawn and speed, and the remaining 60% to leadership. As for the leveling of your hero, where the priority is attack or HP, allocate from 6 to 10 points to these stats. Okay, ready for some pro tactics? Well, you better not, cause I don't know any. But at least some tips I can provide. Well, sounds like Yoda. Okay, since you followed my instructions and put lots of talents in spawn, roll over your enemies in the early game. You will have over 60 snakes instantly, and you better divide them into 2 suicide squads and send them out to capture enemies' towers. If you're a fan of perversions, you can experiment with speed module. Just imagine the movement speed if you have at least epic legs and spend more talents in speed than in any other stats. And yeah, don't go face to face against a strong enemy. Ares is specifically designed to break faces and increase its generation thanks to war trophies, while Adam has hack. So try not to fight these two in the field, use mobility, and face enemies in the towers. In case you are a 1% of legendary level players and have guard system, run from tower to tower and spawn drones as crazy. Okay, quick summary. Xenna Light Robot aka Goth is honestly my least favorite robot so far. Well, objectively, it's weaker than both XMR and XHR. Its abilities are not that game-changing, and most of your chances of winning the game are tied through the early game. But let's see what will change in the future. As always guys, thanks for watching. I hope there are no blind spots after this video, and see you soon.